Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. Today we got you some picks for January the 26th of 2026. Coming off a day where we went 5 for 7 once again. Con Knipple just short of going 6 for 7, but 14 for 21 over the last few days. That's a pretty solid hit rate. We're looking to go 7 for 7 today. I got you 7 more plays. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. And let's get the first pick out of the way, which is Pascal Siakam at over 22.5 points. They are going up against the Atlanta Hawks, and Atlanta is a team we really like to target here because they play at the third fastest pace in the league, and they also give up the 6th most points per game in the league while having the 13th ranked defensive rating, or bottom 13 defensive rating. So a team to attack because they're not very good defensively. And actually, we're going to switch this. We're going to go from points over here to points and assists, and we're going to go 24.5. His points and assist line is discounted. Actually, if we take this off, yeah, so his points and assist line is discounted. You can go with the 28.5 here, but I like the 24.5. I'm a little bit more comfortable with it, a little easier to hit. And again, Pascal, he's been the guy this year for the Pacers. They do have a couple guys back, like Matherin will be playing tomorrow. We'll probably see a lot of TJ McConnell, but I'm going to stick with Pascal Siakam here in a big-time spot versus the Hawks, who don't have a very good defense, and then we'll be back to him later on. Next up, we're going over to this Magic game, and I'm assuming that Franz Wagner is once again going to be out, so we're going to be going back to a guy that hit for us the other night, and that is going to be Paolo Banchero, but I lied. We're going over to the points rebounds category first, going down here and hitting Paolo Banchero. A little bit of a discount here at 29.5, but he's hit in 4 of his last 5 games, and the reason we like this play is the Magic taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers, who play at the 7th fastest pace in the league. They also give up the 10th most points per game in the league, and their defense is ranked 14th in defensive rating, so middle of the pack. It's not like they're exactly elite. They also give up the 8th most opponents' rebounds per game, which is why we're going with points and rebounds here. Yes, Allen and Mobley will both be playing, but I'm still going to take Paulo here. I think they get the mismatches. I think Paulo takes him to the rim, gets some buckets, and he also hit for us the other day, I believe, against Cleveland, the exact same thing. So right back in the same spot, and we're going to take him once again. Next up, we're going to Jaylen Brown, and he's got a big matchup against Portland. Last game we took him was against Chicago, who is, in terms of the targets list, they are at 8, and Portland is at 6. So Portland's even worse and a better matchup than the Chicago Bulls team, who we just took him to get over, I believe it was 27.5. We discounted it. Today we're not discounted. We're going for the full thing at 29.5 here, and the reason for that is Portland plays at the 5th fastest pace in the league. So Boston's 30th fastest pace in the league will have to catch up a little bit. It'll be at a higher tempo than normal, so more possessions for Jaylen Brown. And then you couple that with the fact that Portland has the 21st ranked opponents' points per game, so they give it the 9th most points per game in the league, and their defensive rating is 16th in the league, middle of the pack. We're going to take that all day long for Jaylen Brown over on 29.5 points here. That is the third pick, and then the final pick of this first little 4-leg parlay here that we're putting together. We're going over to the points and assists once again, and we're hitting up Luka Doncic. As much as I, don't love the way he plays the game, he is a monster in DFS. Yes, this line is 43.5. It's a monster line. We're going to decrease it a little bit here, but he's playing a opponent that should be an easy hit for him. He's coming off, some slower paced teams like Charlotte and Toronto. Denver actually has a pretty bad defense this year, even though they do play at a slowish pace. So he was big time there. Didn't hit it against the Clippers, but he did hit our rebound line against the Lakers the other night. So we're going to take him for points plus assists. We're going to discount a little bit here at 39.5 and just go out there and watch him cook this Chicago Bulls team, who Chicago, they play at the 8th fastest pace in the NBA. They give up the 5th most points as well. So a team that is not that great. Their defensive rating is ranked 22nd in the league. When it comes to our targets, they are the 8th best team to target in the league. So big time matchup for a big time player here in Luka Doncic. And again, we're sticking with the stars. That's what I like to take. 20 can still win you over $100 here if you go with this little 4-leg parlay. And that's what I like first. Now let's move on to the next section of the video, which is kind of the rebound rebounds section. And the reason we're doing that is we're going back to Siakam and we're going back to Paolo Banchero. First up with Siakam here, we're going to take him to go over 7 rebounds. And this kind of feels like a high line, but I don't think that Jay Huff is playing tomorrow. And if he is, well, he's not listed here, which is kind of a sellout by Prizepicks, but whatever. So we're going to go with Pascal Siakam on the over 7 rebounds here. If you look at this, the Hawks, we already talked about it. They play at the 3rd fastest pace in the league, so they're going to be extra possessions. And they also give up the 10th most rebounds in the league because of the fact that they play so fast. No Porzingis tomorrow. It'll be Pascal against Onyeka and Jalen Johnson. And we're going to be taking Pascal in that matchup because, again, he's probably going to be playing a lot of the 5, depending on how much Jarris Walker plays. But, again, I'm still taking Pascal. You can go Pascal points assist. You can go assist. You can go PRA. You can go rebounds. Pretty much anything with Pascal Siakam I'm really liking tomorrow. So hopefully he doesn't let us down. Then we're going to scroll down a little bit and we're going to go back to this Magic game. Like I said, we're going back to Paolo Banchero, who the line is 8.5. We're going to take 6.5 here against Cleveland because, yes, Cleveland does give up the 8th most rebounds to opposing teams while playing at that 7th fastest pace in the league, but their Twin Towers are in tomorrow, so I'm going to go with the 6.5 on the PR here. We already took the PR, now we're just taking the regular rebounds here, doubling up on Paulo because this is kind of a smaller slate. I believe there's only 7 games tomorrow, so got to get picky here, and we're going to go with Paulo on the 6.5 again. I don't like betting on role players because there's too many variables that go with betting on role players. We're going to bet on the main guys here, and I'm thinking Paulo has a big night against, like I said, a Cleveland team that plays at a fast pace. They give up a ton of rebounds. They give up a ton of points as well. Even though they have their big 2 down there, I'm going to take Paulo to cover this line. And the last play of the day, we're going down here to Mr. LeBron. And we're taking the over on his 6 rebounds. I said, you could dabble into the over on his rebounds against Dallas, and it hit pretty easily. When we look at our rankings here, Dallas gives up the 3rd most opponents' rebounds per game. Chicago, they do give up, somewhat less. They're 13th in the league, but when you couple that with the fact that they play at that 8th fastest pace, they are a top 7 team to target when it comes to rebounds. LeBron will be playing a lot. We'll take his over on 6 rebounds tomorrow, and yeah, that's going to be our you don't have to play it like this. This is how I'm playing it. The rebounds parlay and then the points rebounds or points assist parlay on the other side with the more reduced lines. Again, we're taking all the stars. I would recommend going with the power plays, but it's up to you. This is what I'm doing. So, again, remember the rules. If I do make you money, you got to come back and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you did enjoy today's video at any point. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching.